Okay, two things. Firstly, no, this is not a joke. And secondly, if any software developer tries to tell you that you've never solved a problem by pasting code from Stack Overflow, they're lying. Stack Overflow is a question and answer site for software engineers and for those learning to be a software engineer. Stack Overflow has become a bit of a meme recently because it's absolutely everywhere. If you search for any programming question in Google, a lot of the search results will be links to Stack Overflow. You can even buy copying and pasting from Stack Overflow stickers to put on your laptop amongst your other coding approaches. So yes, very funny. But did you know that pasting code from Stack Overflow is actually a legitimate way to learn? And I would challenge you to find any software developer anywhere that hasn't done it at least once. Well, here is my guide on how to do this efficiently and correctly, and how to make sure you're actually learning something in the process. Step 1, learn how to Google questions. Googling is a skill. Ask anyone that's ever worked in IT support. The ability to turn some vague requirements into a well-formed Google search query that has a high chance of returning the answer you need, well, that's a real skill. And it's the first skill you probably need to build up to be able to find the answers you need on Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow does have a search engine, but don't use that, just use Google. If you want to prefix your search query with site:/stackoverflow.com, Google it. Find the answer you want and then head over to Stack Overflow and check that this question really is asking what you wanted. And then we can go on to step 2. So after you found the question that you were trying to ask, step 2 is to look at how many answers there are and how many votes they have. If the question has just one answer with 0 votes, like this one here, then it's probably wrong. And incorrect answers on Stack Overflow can actually hurt your ability to learn new technology. So honestly, if there are no highly upvoted or accepted answers on your question, I'll go back to step 1 and change your Google search query and try to find a better question. Step 3, once you've found a question with an accepted answer that has a couple of upvotes, check the date that it was submitted. Depending on the language or the library that you're searching for answers for, you might want to be wary of very old answers that haven't been updated. For example, this question that's asking how to vertically align text in a paragraph. If you look at the second answer, well, this has 32 upvotes, so it must be right. Just set the line height to 35 pixels. But if you look at the date that this was posted, it was 2012. So that's 10 years ago. And sure, this might have been right 10 years ago, but HTML and CSS have moved on a lot in that time. And actually now, this is a really bad and hacky way to vertically align some text, right? If you're interested, I've put a link in the description with an article that's got many ways to vertically align text with CSS. But the point is, if you didn't check the date on this answer, you might have just taken this as the best thing to do. So watch out for that. I'll also add that sometimes people will go back and they'll edit their answer to update it, and that's great if you see that. So hopefully they will have left a note in the answer saying when they updated it and why. Alright, step 4 is to read everything and try to understand why this code snippet is what you're looking for. What is the code doing? Is it one function? Does it need any external libraries? Really take the time to just pause and study the answer to see what you can learn from it. Doing this will also make it more likely that you'll be able to get this code to work. Some code on Stack Overflow has bugs. Lots of code on here is not in the position to just be pasted into any project you like. Just because an answer is in JavaScript doesn't mean it will automatically just work in your JavaScript project. See if the post mentions any prerequisites, like any npm packages that you'll have to install first. And finally, that brings us on to step 5. So you've Googled your question, you've found the answer, you've checked and validated and understood the answer. The final step is to select the code, copy it, and paste it into your IDE, and then figure out what to do with the errors. I'll see you next time.